You're a 5'5" senior. Nathan Simpson, a 6-foot junior. For Central, they're 5-4. Mike Harlow's first year as head coach. They're number 7 seed. Will Sherpas, a 5'8" junior in the lineup. Hunter Courtois is a 6'2" junior. Larry Jones, a junior at 5'11". John Comfort, a 5'11" senior. Drew Skaggs, 6'4" and a senior. Underway, Fredericktown's got the first possession. They go right to left to tell you about it. The voice of the Central Christmas Tournament, that would be Greg Allen.
Michael, thank you so much. They lob inside from Jake Karokas to Nick Ortel. It's deflected away and turned over. Nope, it's going to be Fredericktown basketball, they're going to say. Last touch by the Central Rebels. And so inbounding Alex Branham. Fredericktown, they're traveling black, gold letters and numbers. They are trimmed in black. Central in their white home uniforms, red letters and numbers trimmed in navy. And to put back off the initial miss, Ortel came in and cleaned it up and laid it in. And it's 2 for Fredericktown. They've got a 2-0 lead. Central Rebels, left to right. Alaric Jones outside the circle, looking inside to Hunter Courtois. Now Will Sherpa standing long at the volleyball spike line. Opening minute of the ball game here, near side wing. This is Comfort. Gives it off. Courtois just inside the paint. Missed it. Ortel cleaned the rebound.
Really looking forward to see if Central can take some of that momentum we thought they were building towards the end of the pre-Christmas portion of their schedule and take it into this tournament.
And it's also the first time Fredericktown's played since we saw them in their last game. Backdoor cut to the rim. Alex Branham with a nice backdoor feed and lays it in. He's got 2 points, 4-0 Fredericktown. December 10th. That's how long it's been for these Cats since they played a ball game 17 days ago. Turnover Rebels.
It's hard to me to believe it. 17 days ago we sat and talked about that. I know it is, but it just seems like it was not that long. I guess we're so busy watching so many games, never a chance to rest.
Ortel put his head down, tried to go inside the paint and walked with it, turned it over on a travel. They lost to Bismarck at home 60-53. They had a 3-game winning streak coming into that matchup but lost it. Fredericktown 3-2, Central 5-4. They split 2 meetings last year. Last time they met in the Christmas tournament, it was a first-round game in 2009. Central won that 55-49. Left side, Courtois. Outside the three-point circle, now to Sherpas. He is wide open, dribbles up to about 12 feet, and unloads and hits. I like that decision by Will Sherpas. Cut down the distance between you and the cylinder and still have a wide open shot.
And didn't make it such a difficult mid-range shot that it was harder to hit.
Out the other end, Branham with another easy basket. He's got 4. Got loose down low in the paint with an easy finish. 6-2 Fredericktown to start this one. Starting lineups is always brought to you by Shelter Insurance. See your life insurance professionals. J.J. Vickers at 63 East School Street in Bonne Terre. Scott Haggerty, 517 East Main in Park Hills. Here's Alaric Jones on the drive, and he scores. 2 for Jones, 6-4 Fredericktown. Backcourt pressure on Justin Sawyer. Shelter Insurance, providing local residents with life limit auto insurance since 1946. We're your shield, we're your shelter. Branham short-armed that one, didn't use window, and missed it from about 2 feet.
Exactly what I talked about that Sherpas didn't do down here. He got so close, he made that a really tough, a real touch shot. And those, I can tell you now, sometimes you'd rather shoot from 20 feet in rhythm than to shoot that little tiny teardrop floater from 6.
And here's a foul underneath called against Central. This will get the ball back to Fredericktown. It's going to go on John Comfort, his first foul of the game. 1 more to go after this to wrap up an octo-header. 7 o'clock is about our usual starting pregame time for broadcast. So, see, we're settling in. Here's a game. We've already had 6. It's only a doubleheader.
It is. I mean, we always get through these things.
Some better than others. 3, Branham. He has had a hot hand to start. He's got 7 of the club's 9, and it's a 5-point Fredericktown lead.
The first boys game tonight, because of the way it was played and the fact it was kind of like the midway point, I was feeling it a lot more then. I'm doing a lot better now.
Up top, Jones with the basketball. Near side, Sherpas looking inside. Can't get it down there to Drew Skaggs. He's being guarded by Jake Karokas. Skaggs averaging about 23.5 a ball game. Hasn't even got an offensive touch yet. Sherpas 3 balls away. It's good. The good news for Central is Sherpas has 5. The rest of the team is actually connecting tonight. If they weren't, Fredericktown's in a spot they could jump out to a massive lead. Ortel in the post, put it up and in. We're starting to have the defensive optional feeling to this game to start 11-7 Fredericktown.
I normally have major issues. You know this. If Central plays, Skaggs doesn't get touches, but they're flowing real well right now. So you go with it, but you can't go the whole game that way.
Skaggs may have forced that little turnaround over a double team that involved Karokas. Missed it. Rebound Branham. Up the sideline to Sawyer. Gives it to Karokas. Now in the paint. Nathan Simpson. Sawyer between the rings. We're already midway through this first quarter. 11-7. A little bit of a shoulder laid by Karokas into the central defender. Fredericktown gets it down to Nick Ortel, and he's doing something that he didn't do against Bismarck. Finish inside, 13-7. Fredericktown into a central timeout. 3:44 to go for.
Cold out of this. Man, do we have any run? Ooh, Nat maybe would go put my order in. Is she nice enough to do that, or is she?
Yeah. Nat.
At the half of this one.
3:31 remaining in the.
It's probably my fault. I think I said something I'm not sure. Cold out of this.
He'll want it at the half.
Or now, I don't care really if I don't have to go get it. Cold.
Will Sherpas from the 15-foot foul line able to hit. He's got 7. It's a 13-9 ball game. Then after the timeout, Karokas in the backcourt. Fredericktown left, right to left on your radio dial. Zip it all the way to the baseline. Ortel to a driving Simpson. Put it up and in. And got fouled. Nathan Simpson going to the line. And Fredericktown is really rolling offensively. 15-9. 3:12 to go in the quarter.
Okay, they're 7 of 9 from the field. So we'll go back to what we talked about in other broadcast games. They're shooting 78%. That's not going to hold. What's going to happen when it slows down a little bit?
Simpson missed the free throw. Central gets the rebound. And here comes Alaric Jones into the front court. Online coverage at KFMOsports.com, brought to you by Presbyterian Manor of Farmington. Visit their new website at farmingtonpresbyterianmanor.org. When you have questions, just ask. Together we'll find the answers. Presbyterian Manor of Farmington. Here's Alaric Jones, trapped in the baseline. Bad pass. Sherpas comes over to bail him out. Back to Jones in the right corner, guarded by Branham. Branham had a hot hand earlier. He's got 7 of the club's 15. Central trailing right now by 6. Here's Drew Skaggs, second offensive touch. He picked up the dribble, gave it sideline left. Zip it across to Sherpas. He's open from deep, but didn't take it. Online coverage also brought to you by Ledco Community Credit Union. Stop by today and learn about Ledco's 25,000 nationwide surcharge-free ATM advantage. Locations in Park Hills and Farmington. Jones on the drive to the basket. Ortel tried to block it. Couldn't. Jones laid it in.
We're talking about the team shooting well. Central shooting it well. They're 5 of 7 now.
Turnover Fredericktown. Skaggs with a steal. Brings it up floor to the top of the arc. Now to the right elbow. Unloads from 15 short. Rebound. Sherpas went after it. He and Karokas lock each other up. And a foul called, perhaps? Yes, I don't like it. It's going to go on Karokas. I thought that was a clean tie-up. Jake Karokas dealt his first, club first.
Rather interesting, too, that Central's 5 of 8 from the field, and Skaggs is 0 for 2. Normally everything has to go through him. They're playing well, getting some offense, but not getting any stops on the Fredericktown end of the floor.
Braden Mannion off a cut, back to Sherpas, top of the arc, 3-ball away and drills it. Sherpas with 10. Deficit 1. Fredericktown up 15-14.
We've seen numerous games where Sherpas doesn't score 10.
I agree.
And he's not been much of an offensive threat most of the time. He has been tonight.
Branham at the other end answers the 3, and he's got 10 in the quarter. Will Sherpas and Alex Branham going toe-to-toe tonight. And it's only the first. Mannion for 3. That one won't rain home. Ortel has been a different kind of player tonight here in this first. 18-14. Branham pump fake on Mannion. Got it up and got it in. Alex Branham, 12 in the period. Eric Thompson has really got to love the offensive production he's getting tonight at his ball club.
Now he has to love it now because they just don't do this. You can look at the numbers for the season. They don't do this. Can they do it for the full game?
20-14 with 65 to go. In the paint, Gabe Craig no good, can't finish. Rebound out of bounds to Fredericktown. Update you on the out-of-town scoreboard. Alpenberg Chevrolet Buick 59-44. Halftime score from St. Genevieve. Valley Catholic's boys at the half lead Caledonia 43-7. Ortel in the lane, up, in, and fouled. And Ortel is finishing at the rim. Just the 3rd club foul on Central. And Austin Caldwell, I think, got signaled for the personal, his first.
Alex Branham is 5 for 6 from the field. Nick Ortel is 4 for 4 from the field. Nathan Simpson 1 for 1. Jake Karokas 0 for 1. I guess that you could make the logical assumption if that keeps up, Central's in a heap of trouble. I just don't see any way some of this keeps up. However, do you just stem the flow if you're Fredericktown when it slows down a little bit?
Free throw, Ortel, good, he's got 9. 23-14 with 40 seconds to go in the quarter. Here comes Will Sherpas, swings it up now to Blake Nephew. Near side wing to Craig. Gabe Craig on the right wing against Branham. Half a minute coming up on remaining. All the scores updated on the website. Brackets updated in real time at KFMOsports.com. Branham trying to measure a steal against Craig. Couldn't get it. Eyeing that basketball. Craig takes him off the dribble, and Branham got baited into a foul.
Fredericktown has opened the game here in this first quarter. 10 of 12 from the field, 2 of 2 from three-point range.
And I know you don't carry all the stat sheets you've ever done. You should, I think. However, I got to think Fredericktown did not do anything close to this in the Bismarck game. Missed shot by Caldwell. Put back won't go either from Nephew, but Ortel is going to put him on the line.
Look, Greg, you've got one of the sheets in front of you, and I didn't have the website pulled up. Fredericktown's points per game have just been, you look at what they're scoring per game, they don't average 23 a quarter. I know that's insane, but nothing near it. They're in the 50s per game almost every game.
The most they've scored in any game is 53. That was in a loss to Bismarck. 45, 49, 52, 46, 53. They've got 23 in the quarter. Free throws, Nephew. 1 of 2, his first point tonight.
Which, again, I'm just going statistically, things happen in sports. There's no way to think that they're about to put 80 on the board tonight.
I think they will.
You just don't think it's going to happen. And what's going to happen when it slows down for them?
14 seconds to go. They'll try to hold for the final shot, 23-15. Backdoor cut, Branham to the rack. Alex Branham has been a story in the first quarter, 14 points. Craig with 2 to go. Stolen and knocked into the seats by Sawyer with 1.2.
Okay, they're not going to score 100 either. That's where they're headed. If you wanted to play the 25 a quarter game.
Quick inbound. Craig deflected, turned over, and ends up on the floor. 25 first quarter points for a team that averages about 50. Fredericktown leads Central. A 10 leads the 7. First round.
Cold out of this.
The Fredericktown Blackcats with 25 first quarter points. Central on the offensive attack here. And Gabe Craig able to hit baseline, making it 25-17. Home run ball at the other end. Branham outside the three-point circle. Rockets a pass cross court to Karokas. Now into the lane. On the move, Simpson deals it off. Karokas, a 3 is away, no good. A rebound by Alaric Jones. Swings it out to Craig. Body to body with Sawyer. Got away from him. Goes over Karokas, who tried to take a charge, and instead got called for a block, and Craig hit the shot.
Well, 2 big baskets for Gabe Craig to come out in this second quarter. The first one, the jumper, then this one on the drive. He could get 5 points quickly. That's big when your team is struggling a little bit, down 10 at the end of 1. By the way, Fredericktown in that first quarter, 11 of 13 from the field, 2 of 2 from 3. Central was 6 of 12 and 2 of 3 from 3.
Free throw, no good. Rebound, Caldwell's got it. Craig couldn't finish. 25-19. Here's a 3 by Alaric Jones. That one doesn't go. Rebound, Simpson fighting for it with Skaggs. Gave it off to Ortel, handed to Simpson, or to Sawyer rather. Sawyer, sideline right, Karokas. We are in the second, just underway. That quarter break brought to you by our friends at the Unitech Career Center. If you're in need of skills to help you in the workforce, they're here to help you develop those skills. They offer a wide variety of adult education classes day or night. For more information, call 358-3011. And a Black Cat turnover is their 3rd.
I'm not sure you can, unless the game is just ultra mismatched, it's hard to put a game away in the first quarter. And this game is not ultra mismatched. But Fredericktown can't do more than they've done, and the scoreboard still shows them up by only 6. And that, to me, is concerning for Fredericktown. I'm not trying to take away their fun for what they've done, but they are not by any stretch home free.
Gabe Craig with another basket. He's got 6 quick ones here, and it's 25-21.
Huge, I think, for what Craig's given them.
Sawyer down the lane. Craig may have bumped him, and he did. That sounds much like a Plaza Pool and Spa Big Splash player of the game, partner. You surround yourself in style with the #1 selling spa in the country. Hot Springs Spa is the absolute best hot tub ownership experience. And on display now in the showroom, Plaza Pool and Spa next to Hefner's Furniture, just off Highway 67, the outer road in Farmington. Maybe Gabe Craig will be your Plaza Pool and Spa big splasher of the ball game coming up in the postgame.
Unless he keeps this up and scores 30, then he's out because, you know, it's someone who doesn't show up in the stat sheets.
I'm using your logic.
Okay.
If Fredericktown's not going to score 80, Craig's not going to score 30.
That's probably a fair assumption based on numbers and history and just following trends. I'm with you.
25-21. You can't have it both ways. Here's Alex Branham outside the perimeter. Hands to Justin Sawyer.
Fredericktown's almost gone 2 minutes without a point now in the second quarter.
25-15 at the end of one. Now they have gone 2 minutes. 25-21 here in the second. Backdoor, Simpson gives out to Tyler Helm, and the shot up and good. Tyler Helm, a sophomore off the bench, 27-21 Blackcats.
They're using that high-low cut very well. Go to the elbow and then get a cutter coming off and drop it to him.
Caldwell whirling dervish in the paint against Ortel. Missed the little runner. Rebounded by Ortel. Gave it up to Justin Sawyer up the left wing. Coming up on 2.5 into quarter two. Next stoppage, your Mega Sports trivia question for this ball game. You'll text your answer to 573-760-3489, and it comes right now on a foul by Gabe Craig. We had NFL last game. We go to the high school ranks this game. When was Fredericktown's last boys Christmas tournament championship? Don't expect you to know it, but I know where you can get it. 27-21. If you're here, open a program, for crying out loud. Alex Branham, deflected away from him, came to Sawyer. Top of the three-point circle, going to chuck the triple and drill it in rhythm by Justin Sawyer. 30-21 Fredericktown. Craig pulls up at the other end for 15. He is feeling it. He's got 8. Now this has good energy in this ballgame. The crowd has really filed in nicely for this one, I might add.
Yeah, and then this type of game we're seeing with a lot of difficult shots being made, a lot of good execution on the offensive end. I'm not totally against the defense that's being played. I don't think it's ultra lights out defense, but the teams are making plays.
Helm, cross court to Sawyer. Now to Ortel, down in the baseline, back to Sawyer, back into the hands of Mr. First Quarter, Alex Branham, marked by Alaric Jones. Sawyer open against Craig, got him to the ground, right elbow, hit it. Man, Justin Sawyer can shoot. He's got 5, and it's 32-23. Craig now operating at the point C, extended playing time with a pretty good second quarter for him. Here's the quiet tonight, Drew Skaggs. Right of the lane, passes to Courtois, pump fake up on Ortel. I thought he may have walked a little bit. Ortel going to get signaled instead for the foul.
That's 2 on Nick Ortel, and that's worth noting. And now watching what happens from here with 4:16 to go in the half. They can't afford, well, Fredericktown's not deep enough to afford many people going out, but Ortel's one they certainly don't want sitting.
Ortel had 9 in the first quarter. Free throw, Courtois, no good. And he'll take a timeout by Eric Thompson. We'll have the second foul shot when we come back. 4:16 to go in the half. It's 32-23. It's a good one. Fredericktown leads Central. It's a 10-7. Hunter Courtois coming up line to the right. Missed it. No good. Rebound. Drew Skaggs. Put it up, put it in. Drew Skaggs with his first points. They come at about the midway point of the second quarter. And it's 32-25.
First made shot, obviously, in 4 attempts. Really just not a lot's gone through him so far in this game. They're down 7, they being Central, midway through quarter 2.
Fredericktown ball, 32-25, coming up the Belgrade State Bank halftime report. Winner advances to the tournament quarterfinals to play on Friday. Branham airmails a 3. Helm doesn't have room to save it. The winner will play at 8:30 tomorrow night against the winner of the late game this evening, South Iron and Potosi.
Always good to see Dusty Dinkins and his group.
I agree.
I always enjoy, we see him early at the Thanksgiving tournament. We get a chance to see him here. Depending on how far their run goes, then find out how much we get to see them throughout the course of the rest of the week. Maybe a lot, maybe a little.
Central driving in the lane. Comfort lost it. Loose ball. Simpson for Fredericktown's got it. Gave it to Justin Sawyer. Second turnover for Central only in the game. Jeremy Greminger tried to go underneath the Branham. Knocked it out of bounds. Last touch by a Rebel.
Fredericktown's got 3 turnovers. Central 2. Last time we saw Central play here, it was against Hillsborough. Both teams had 6 for the game. Both 6. Pretty remarkable.
Looking to inbound Branham. Long lob back to the point. Sawyer, right wing Greminger. 3:16 to go in a good first half. Fredericktown leading 32-25. Greg Allen, Mike Reeves. So glad you could join us on this Octo-header Thursday, December the 27th. Branham just long of the foul line to Greminger, back to Branham. He's got 14 already for Fredericktown. They lead now 32-25, crossing the 3-minute mark remaining of the second. And a very patient half-court set all of a sudden for Fredericktown. Sawyer out of the right wing, guarded by Sherfus. Now to Branham. Fredericktown still right to left on your radio dial. Greminger just off the bench, out of that timeout and away from the ball. Branham may have got called for an illegal screen, and he did. 6th club foul, second on Branham. They drained about 30 to 45 seconds off the clock and never even got a shot off, and it ended in a foul. So Central back on offense. Here's Sherpas with 2.5 remaining. Gives it up. Reed Lucas on the drive and a hand check. Fredericktown over the limit with their 7th now. Justin Sawyer, I thought, got called, and he did for his first. So free throws forthcoming for Reed Lucas. 5'11", third-year man out of Park Hills for the Central Rebels. It'll be a 1-and-1 situation. Lucas eyes the first, line drives it home and scores. Lucas makes the first to get the bonus. It's a 6-point differential. Eric Thompson shaking his head after a 25-point first quarter. His team has gone a little more stagnant here in the second. Lucas makes them both, and all of a sudden that sizable 10-point lead at the end of one has been trimmed to 5 and cut in half.
It was 10 at 25-15, and the Black Cats have managed 2 points in 5.5 minutes of this quarter.
It was 4 at one juncture. 32-27. 2:14 remaining. We are in the second. Deflected ball. Sawyer picks it up near the timeline. Fredericktown on offense. Nick Ortell with that foul. The second one he's gotten tonight. Had to sit down. That took the inside presence for the Black Cats out of the ball game. Zach Proffer is on now. So a lot of the bench bunch in there for Fredericktown, including Greminger, Helm, and Proffer. Greminger's got the ball here against Courtois. To the right wing now to Sawyer. Minute 40 to go. Under 100 seconds remaining in the half until the Belgrade State Bank halftime report. We're awaiting an updated score from Valley Catholic and Valley Caledonia in that Warrior Winter Classic. Proffer takes a swing pass from the baseline. Hangs short. Rebound Skaggs. He's got Lucas ahead of the pack, but had to get rid of Greminger first and never saw him in time. Skaggs, the paint opens up. Gonna take it to the cup and lay it home. Drew Skaggs, the explosive move, has 4, and all of a sudden it's a 3-point game.
Very patient, too, the way he came down the floor. Once the play wasn't there, he kept control of it and then ended up making a strong dribble move to the rim.
Sawyer, paint opens up for him. Teardrop floater off glass falls. He's got 7. Back to a 5-point game, under a minute remaining. 34-29. Central, Sherpas directing traffic, trying to get rid of Sawyer. Gave it in the court of Skaggs. Got a screen from Courtois in the lane. I didn't really like the screen from Courtois. I thought you could have called a moving screen, but they didn't. Skaggs will get to the line.
Tyler Helm will pick up the personal.
His first, 8th on the Black Cats with one more game in the Octo header. South Iron and Potosi in a 2:15 matchup. Tip time scheduled for 8:30. Skaggs at the line able to hit. This game tipped off 10 minutes early at 6:50. So we're anticipating about an 8:20 tip for the final game of the day. And Mike, if we get through 8 games and tip the last one off ahead of schedule, that might be the first time in my 13 years we've ever done that.
That doesn't happen often or at all. I'm with you.
Skaggs makes them both. And it's 34-31, back to a 3-point game. We're under 45 seconds to go in the half. Greg Allen, Mike Reeves, Lizette Berry on this Thursday. 4 games tomorrow, 4 on Saturday, 4 on Monday. Sawyer, off window, no. Skaggs, Caldwell ahead of the pack. Reed Lucas, he got knocked down hard, and he'll go to the free throw line. Greminger with the foul. 9th club foul on Fredericktown. It'll be Greminger, his first. Lucas at the line, 2 for 2 tonight. It'll be a 1-and-1. He tries to mop up some of the moisture from himself where he fell and hit the ground. Talk about that Mega Sports trivia question again here from this ball game. Lucas hits the first. He's got one more coming. When was the last time Fredericktown boys won the Christmas tournament? Might have to do a little research for that one, but there's a pretty good website that might tell you that. You can check that out. Text your answer to 573-760-3489. Include your name in the text, and you could win $25 and a gift certificate to Mega Sports in Farmington. Lucas makes a pair. It's a 1-point game. Fredericktown led by 10 at the end of the quarter. Nearly lost the basketball here. Baseline Helm, short jumper good. Tyler Helm with 4. Lead back to 3, 20 to go in the half. Sherpas, left-hand dribble. Clock to 12 in the half. Skaggs hanging on, nearly his heels on the timeline. 7, down to 6, to 5. 3-point game. Skaggs off the dribble, over Proffer, hangs, no good, and rebound out of bounds, and that is the way the first half ends. Pretty good half of basketball for Game 7. Fredericktown to the locker room, up by 3. They only score 11 points in the second quarter, but they lead it 36-33. As Fredericktown basketball to start the second half. Happy holidays to you. Greg Allen, Mike Reeves with you. TJ Foulon Fieldhouse, the site. Good crowd on hand for Game 7 of the Octoheader here on this Thursday, 2 days after Christmas this year. First time since 2000, my tenure, that this has happened, that the Octoheader comes on day 2. Here's a near over and back by Fredericktown after what could have been a foul called against Central. So we play on, no harm, no foul, 36-33. Branham, right wing. Fredericktown, the scoring really sloughed off in quarter 2. And they got held in check to 11 when the Rebels scored 18.
But keep in mind, 11 is not much off the normal average quarter that they have.
Yeah, but when they started with 25 and things were rolling.
That was never, ever, ever going to continue.
I know, but maybe this was the game it all came together.
And they have got 36 and a half. Remember, they've not scored more than 53 in a game this year.
Left side 3, that's going to be short. Rebounded by Braden Mannion, nearly fell down with it. Nearly stolen by Sawyer. It's tipped out of bounds. It'll belong to Central.
I still think if you're Central, I'm not going to say you're thrilled with where you are. You're losing. You don't want to be losing. But the opponent just shot 73% in the first half, and you're only down 3. For that part, you could be thrilled.
Oh, absolutely. There's no question about that. Mike quickly on that out-of-town scoreboard gave you that final of the Valley Catholic-Valley Caledonia game. Here's a steal by Branham. He's going to go uncontested for a lane and score his 15th and 16th point of the night. Valley Catholic's boys 64-21 as they beat Valley Caledonia easily at 2 over a 7. And a blocking foul called on Fredericktown as their first of the second half. That one's on Justin Sawyer's second personal. So 64-21, Valley Catholic dismantling Valley Caledonia. And here's a basket put in by Central. A three-point shot, 38-36. Braden Mannion able to drill that one. Near turnover. Fredericktown having a hard time handling it. Now reaching foul called against Central. That could be on Drew Skaggs.
I think it is. He was out front hounding the ball handler. Reached in, got called for that reach.
I've only got that as Central's 5th total foul of the game. It's been pretty clean.
Well, Fredericktown sitting at
10 total.
Yeah.
9 in the first half, 1 here in this half.
You can live with those numbers.
Absolutely. Karokas to Sawyer, down to Ortel. That is how the first quarter looked. Ortel had to sit out the second with foul trouble. He's back in now. He's got 11. Here's Skaggs spinning on the right block. Back out into the hands of Mannion. Went to the corner against Sawyer. Sawyer right there in his shirt with him. Jones for 3. Nice block by Caldwell to not allow Branham to go out to the shooter. He missed the shot, though. Rebounded by Simpson. Out to Branham. Went up in the air. Sherpa stole it. Branham fouled him. So Alex Branham with his 3rd, and that might be something to keep your eye on because he has been the man tonight for the Fredericktown Blackcats.
Yeah, he's got 16 points. They, as a team, have 40, and he's knocked them in from everywhere and at all locations and under all kinds of circumstances.
Here's a 3 by the Rebels. Skaggs with the alley-oop tip-in. 8 for Drew Skaggs. And that makes it a 40-38 lead for Fredericktown. It's down to just a pair. On near steal, Central. Diving on it, Branham. Fighting forward, Jones. We go to the arrow, and Central owns that. This game has had good energy start to finish, or start to present. All those brackets updated for you on the website, KFMOsports.com. If you've missed anything from day 2, KFMOsports.com is a good resource. Also a good place to find out other high school information, such as past tournament results. Jones with a miss, got his own rebound, and gave it back out to Mannion. Say you want to know some other team that won this Christmas tournament, I don't know, 20, 30 years ago. That'd be a good place for it. We've got that information there. Skaggs off the window, ties the game at 40, and that big 10-point Fredericktown lead has disappeared. Now we're deadlocked 40 all.
And he being Skaggs, starting to really heat up, starting to make his presence felt. You knew that was going to happen, too.
Karokas underneath. Simpson had it, lost it, got it back, and fought it in. Nathan Simpson, his second field goal. He's got 4. And by the way, not sure if we mentioned the Mega Sports Trivia question lately. That is a question regarding the Fredericktown Blackcats. As Skaggs is fouled. When was the last time they won the Central Christmas Tournament on the men's side? That's our trivia question for this game. Text your answer to 573-760-3489. Make sure you include your name on that text. Skaggs to the foul line, third person on Karokas. Line to the left is Drew Skaggs, 2 for 2 at the stripe tonight, and he hits that one. He's got 11. Drew Skaggs averaging about 23.5 a ball game, but wasn't the focal point of the offense in the first quarter and just sort of let things go because other guys like Will Sherpas and DJ Buchanan were having great days. Couldn't hit the second. Skaggs sitting on 11. And it's 42-41 Fredericktown. Central hasn't enjoyed the lead very often. Ortel with a great feed to Simpson, got himself in trouble as he fumbled the initial catch. Ortel got it back, put it up, could not finish. Loose basketball. Central, I thought on the baseline when they touched it, and they were. It goes to Fredericktown, but point blank, Ortel's got to finish that. Really, it all started with Simpson's miss. He got to handle a cross-court feed when the guy's, 4 feet away from you, doesn't throw it all that hard, and you are wide open down low in the paint. Got to finish those. Here's Sawyer. Sideline left. Greminger. Bad pass. He wanted to lob over the top of Skaggs. That didn't happen. Tried to go inside to Ortel and stolen by Central. This is the 5th Fredericktown turnover. And the 6'4", fourth-year man Skaggs got possibly stripped by Helm and then reached in and fouled him.
Yep, I'm fine with that call.
I wasn't sure which way they were going to go. That's why I sort of waited. But Skaggs is called for the foul, not Helm. Second on Drew Skaggs. 10 looking for the upset against number 7 Central. And keep in mind, it was these Central Rebels that beat the overall tournament number 1 Hillsboro just before the start of this tournament. They could go out in the first round. Timeout, Fredericktown, 42-41. Fredericktown basketball, Justin Sawyer between the rings. TJ Fulon Fieldhouse, the site for the 57th annual Bob Seacrest Jr. Central Christmas Tournament. Greminger back to Sawyer. They play catch. Out top, Fredericktown. At the foul line to Helm. Greminger unloads from the corner. That won't go. Rebounded by Riley Calvert for the Rebels. Central's Lady Rebels already a winner today. That means fountain drinks half price tomorrow at the Park Hills River Mart. In the corner, Calvert to Buchanan. Looking Calvert's way, deals it to him, baseline over Ortel from 12. That shot no good. Underneath, rebound Mannion, put it up, put it in, and Central has come all the way back. They've erased a 10-point end of first quarter lead, and they own a 1-point lead themselves, 43-42. Here's Tyler Helm. Skip it to Greminger. Looking deep left corner to Ortel. Wants to go back to Sawyer, top side, does. Lob down low, Ortel, great catch, and blew the finish. Nick Ortel wide open, could not lay it home. 43-42. Sawyer trying to strip. Sherpas called for the foul. And Mike, you see a guy do exactly what Ortel does, and it brings back shades of Stephen Barnett for West County.
Yeah, things that the big guys that they got to finish, and I thought the last time we saw Barnett, he was better, and he will be better. Ortel in the first half was terrific. All those things that he needs to knock in, he did. He's missed 2 now in this quarter. See if he regroups, though, gets back on track.
Nice pick by Branham. One-on-one against Buchanan. Had to rush the lane. Sawyer first to get there and went straight up. Sherpas had a piece of him, and Sawyer gets to the line. Sawyer just more aggressive on that rebound than Will Sherpas. Foul called, though, on Calvert. His first, but in any event, it results in Sawyer being at the line. Justin Sawyer aims, fires, missed it. 7-point ball game for Justin Sawyer. Line to the right for one more, trying to knot the ball game at 43. 2.5 remaining in the third. Second shot up and in. Sawyer with 8. Don't forget you can download that free TuneIn Radio app and search KFMO wherever you go and enjoy high school sports on the go. Courtesy of Offenburg Chevrolet Buick GMC. Calvert misses a triple. Rebound to Justin Sawyer. Offenburg Service Department offering a front-end alignment check for just $9.95. Offenburg Chevrolet Buick GMC, they do business the right way every day. In Farmington, they bring you the TuneIn Radio app on your smartphone. And again, search KFMO and listen to high school sports coverage wherever you are.
I didn't like that trip by Central at all.
I didn't either.
It's a pretty crucial point in the game. I mean, crucial is probably the wrong word, a little too strong. It's an important part of the game. Come down and just kind of take a random shot. You can get a better look than that.
Wasn't much ball movement in the half-court set. Sawyer, left wing. Tyler Helm back to Sawyer. Fredericktown has had some very patient half-court sets here. They've got one going at the moment. They go inside to Simpson and back on perimeter. Sawyer to Branham, back to Sawyer. 43 up, third quarter. Winner to the quarterfinals tomorrow night to get either South Iron or Potosi. That is the final first-round game following this one. 8:30 scheduled tip. The last two teams to see first-round action here in this tournament. We start with elimination games tomorrow at 10 a.m. Non-broadcast coverage begins at 3:30. Simpson with a miss. Rebound to Skaggs, tied at 43 with 80 seconds to go, third quarter. Skaggs through the Fredericktown defense, but lost it. Out to Sawyer. Branham with a catch. Goes by Buchanan to the basket. And Alex Branham has had a sensational ball game. 18 for the senior, and Fredericktown's lead is 2 at 45-43.
Big steal and big transition basket.
A minute to go in the third. Black Cats up 2. The 10 seed in front with a whole quarter coming up behind it. Mannion from the corner for 3, no good. Rebound, who else? Branham. 3-on-3. He'll slow it up and wait for the Cavalry. Now Branham has been something else tonight. Now Sawyer on perimeter. Branham feed to Simpson through the central defense, and he walked.
Both teams have turned it over 6 times. Neither coach will have any issues with those numbers.
45-43. Central trailing, but on offense. Upcoming broadcast schedule with 4 tomorrow, 4 Saturday, and 4 Monday. Brought to you by Show Me Rent to Own. 9 stores to serve you, including one right here in Park Hills. Owners Gary and Kathy Romine, thank you for your business, because you deserve nice things too. If Show Me Rent to Own, the show you lead in the Show Me State. Mannion across the paint, wanted to go to Courtois. Simpson somehow stayed inbounds. I have no idea how he did that. Got the steal. Fredericktown has the ball, 15 to go in the quarter. Here comes Sawyer for the final shot. Fredericktown should at least have the lead. They're up by 2 now. To Ortel down low. They're up by 4. Ortel with a good catch. Never put it on the deck. Went straight up and laid it in for 13. Here comes Buchanan. Rain making 3 at the buzzer, no good. And Fredericktown continues to lead this one, 47-43, as we go to the fourth. Fredericktown basketball on the baseline with Branham to inbound to start the fourth. 47-43. Back with you tomorrow for the men's quarters that begin with a pregame show of 3:30, and there's a 5 count on the inbound. A rare mistake tonight for Alex Branham. DJ Buchanan takes the inbound. Central basketball to start the fourth. That quarter break brought to you by the Unitech Career Center. Serving all the local high schools, including Fredericktown, Central, Farmington, North County, Bismarck. A couple of misses by Buchanan. Got it back. Sawyer stripped him. Buchanan's got it and put it in. And DJ Buchanan with 10. And here's Sawyer. Oh, what a move and a crossover. Put Buchanan on the ground. Lobbed to Ortel on the block. Kicked it out. 3 in the air. Branham. No good. Oh, that had to do everything but go in. What a sequence, starting with Sawyer in the backcourt, breaking the ankles of DJ Buchanan and leaving him in a heap. And the kick out by Ortel, I like that too. Karokas, right wing, up 2. To Ortel, on the block. Skaggs blocked him. Ortel had it. Simpson goes and fights to get the rebound. Back to Branham. Fredericktown with the offense continues.
Nice block by Skaggs, because normally Ortel catches there. He scores.
More information on the Unitech Career Center by calling 358-3011. Alex Branham with a left-hand dribble looks Sawyer's way and deals it to him. They switch sides on the floor. A minute gone by in the fourth. 2 points the difference. Fredericktown up, the 10 seed leads. Fredericktown 3-2, Central 5-4. Karokas has had a quiet night. He's gone scoreless thus far. Jake Karokas to the basket. Feeds Ortel, who again couldn't make a clean catch. Branham will start the sequence all over again. Back out near the timeline. And again, a minute and a half gone by already in the fourth quarter. And Fredericktown in no hurry at all to shoot. But they are looking for something specific. And when they get it, they'll exploit it. If not, they'll start all over again. Sawyer to the block. And DJ Buchanan with a really demonstrous move after the foul was called on him. He was close to possibly getting more than just a regular foul.
Well, one thing that I think was recognized by the officiating crew, none of that was towards them. And I know how it can look.
I know.
It was all him. But anytime you show that a lot of emotion, you can get a referee that will interpret it wrong, and you can get yourself in trouble.
Third foul on Buchanan. Lazy bounce comes to Simpson. It's just the 4th foul on Central. Each team has 4 here in this 4th quarter. Coming up on 2 minutes elapsed. Final stanza. Hard screen, Karokas trying to free up Sawyer. Feed in the lane, bad one, but it came to Simpson. He got away with maybe a little bit of walk. Sawyer the moving 3, that's no good. Rebound, Skaggs had it, tipped it to the wing, picked it up himself, and Ortel sent it into the scorer's table. And it'll stay with the Central Rebels down by 2. South Iron Panthers, the reigning Thanksgiving Tournament champions. They're the only men's team unbeaten coming in here. They and St. James, the only 2 teams undefeated with perfect records. They are the 2 seed. Mannion for 3 off the inbound. No good. Rebound Ortel strong. South Iron gets Potosi coming up next to 2:15. Branham pump fake. Got Buchanan out of the way, who then made sure that Branham wouldn't get the ball to the rim. What a pump fake by Branham. And Buchanan with his 4th personal. 5th on the Rebels as a club. And free throws forthcoming for Alex Branham, his 1st of the night. Fredericktown has not spent a lot of time on the line tonight. Only 4 free throws, and they've made 2 of them by my count. Central's been there 12 times. And that shot by Branham extends the lead to 3. He's got 19. Anything you want to know about the Christmas tournament online? KFMOsports.com, including on our Christmas tournament tracker. 2nd free throw, no good. Skaggs right there to rip it down. Gives it to Buchanan. Rebels have gone with Buchanan a lot at the point tonight instead of Will Scherfus. Skaggs tied up with Karokas, and Karokas bodied him and knocked him off balance a little bit. I think that was more Skaggs doing some pivoting and putting himself in a spot, but Karokas did lean on him a little bit.
Yeah, but I had noticed as the game was playing out too that after Sherpas had the great start and everything, then he was gone, and then I was looking for him even coming back out of the locker room, and you can help me to tell me if you've seen him.
Courtois, 15-footer, in and out, no good. Ortel the rebound. Who are you talking about?
Scherfus.
He's right there.
Okay, he's on the floor. I didn't notice him even come out of the locker room for a couple of minutes. I guess maybe he came out a little bit late. Maybe I just missed him when he did come out. But he didn't play a lot in the second half compared to the first half that he put up there. But then again, you had Buchanan playing so well, so what do you do?
I know. Buchanan's had a really good night. Here's Sawyer to the right wing against Buchanan. Got him underneath. Ortel to the rack. Put it up, put it in. Well, they have done a good job to feed Nick Ortel tonight inside. Central, they don't exactly have the big guys to match up with Ortel, and Fredericktown has made a concerted effort to go in there and get in the ball. Drew Skaggs from about 15, no good, and Ortel right on cue with the rebound. Sawyer surveys the floor after the rebound up to Branham. Wanted to go in the quarter, but decides better of it and sets up the half-court offense. It's been productive. Buchanan playing with 4 fouls. He's kind of at a spark plug to these Rebels tonight. Sawyer lobbed. That was a bad decision. Courtois tipped it to Skaggs and turned it over.
Just 8 turnovers. Fredericktown. Central's got 7. Getting into big possession time.
I agree. Now by 5. Courtois with the feed. He got that pass across the paint from Brandon and laid it in. Hunter Courtois with his first 2.
Nice pass, Braden Mannion. He drew the defense, wrapped it around. Courtois had an easy look at that one.
And I like the decision by Ortel not to try to challenge. He was already beat. Difference of 3. Middle of the 4th. 50-47. Central trailing by 3. They are the 7th seed. And again, keep in mind, they knocked off number 1 just before the start of this tournament. The Hillsborough Hawks 70-60 in a game that we had here on KFMO. 3:54 in the 4th. A timeout, Eric Thompson.
Cold out of this. Didn't recognize it was going to be a 30.
Nick Ortel with the basket off another good feed down low. 17 for Ortel, 52-47. Ortel with pretty good defense, and that shot by Caldwell went over the rim, and I don't think it was touched, Mike. I think this is Fredericktown ball, and the officials didn't call it that way. Now they say Central ball. I don't think that was blocked. I think Caldwell went up and tried to loft it over Ortel, and it didn't touch anything.
I'm with you. I really didn't think it was tipped, but the officials thought it was.
Caldwell out to Sherpas. Central gets maybe a bit of a break there, down 5 with 3:21 to go. Mannion from 17, no good. Got his sort of on rebound, at least had a hand on it. Skaggs to the basket. Ortel, I thought, had clean on the block, but a foul called. Boy. Ortel with his 3rd. Man, I just don't see how he would have fouled him there. There was a lot of separation.
Yeah, it may have been on the wrist or arm. But one thing I did like is that with 2 fouls, you can challenge that 3-14. Yeah. And I like the fact he challenged it and made it tough.
Skaggs hits the free throw. He's got 12. 52-48, second foul shot, no. Ortel rips down the rebound. 4 points the difference. Fredericktown leads.
10 rebounds for Ortel to go with those 17 points. He's been really good tonight.
Here's Sawyer against Alaric Jones. DJ Buchanan on the bench for Central with those 10 points. Here's Sawyer against Jones again. To Ortel way out on the left wing. Top of the arc, Helm, ball fake, and he traveled. Wow. 2:51 remaining in the ball game. We'll bring you Plaza Pool and Spa hard hat player of the game, Big Splash, whatever you want to call it, coming up in our post-game show. Locally owned and operated, been since 1972 by folks you know and trust, now offering hot spring spas. Easy to use and energy efficient, featuring a unique titanium heater which carries a no-fault warranty for 5 years regardless of water chemistry. Financing is available at Plaza Pool and Spa. 2:42 to go fourth quarter. Branham going for a steal, throws it smartly into his own front court, away from Central's goal. Central with Sherpas has to regroup. Sizing up Sawyer as he brings it on the line in the corner to Mannion. Mannion on the drive against Simpson, hoisting in the lane, no good. Rebound, Central's got it. Caldwell traveled, good call. A lot of mistakes in this fourth quarter for Central.
And some possessions that just aren't the type you need whenever everything's on the line. And I talked earlier, everything was flowing good, and when it's flowing real good and maybe your leading scorer is not getting touches or scoring, you're okay with it. But right now, you need to get something from your leading scorer, and you're not even getting him touches.
Brandon tried to force that pass to Ortel. It banged off the window, and they turned it over. 2:17 to go.
You don't make that play up by 4 with 2:10.
Here's a long shot, no good from Central, and Mannion. Nope, that was Comfort, crushing Sawyer on the rebound.
All right, just as an example, John Comfort's not taking a shot tonight. He's had no shot attempts tonight. You're at the 2-minute, 11-second mark of the fourth quarter, down 4, and he takes that 3. That doesn't seem to be a good possession to me.
I'm totally with you. But he's on the floor.
Yeah, and I still don't, and it was on a first pass.
Ortel, the kiss off glass, and 2 more for Nick Ortel, 19 for him, and the lead is 6 for the 10-seed Fredericktown, thinking upset. Here's Skaggs on the baseline against Karokas. Comfort again for 3. That one he drills, and a timeout, Mike Harlow. 3 for John Comfort. He didn't miss the last one, made that one with 1:43 to go. Rebels have some life, down 3. Fredericktown ball will come back. Since then, they've been the 15, 11, 9, and 9 and lost every year. This year, the 10, but they've got the lead, and there's a handoff on the inbound. It was Simpson that was out of bounds, and Straight actually handed it to Sawyer.
Absolutely.
Both players' hands were on the ball at the same time, and a violation.
Absolutely. I think it was a really, that's a difficult call to sometimes make, because, boy, you don't want to make the call if he did, hand it just with any separation at all. That was a football handoff.
Yes, it was. Sherpas to Comfort. He made the last one. He'll miss this one, though. Sawyer, one of the shortest guys on the floor, grabbed the rebound, and Central fouled him. Well, you question Comfort shooting the 3. He's now taking 3, Mike. Yeah, that's obviously the plan.
And before anybody would say, well, what do you got against Comfort? Here's my thinking. You get to this point in the game, he took a 3, missed it, took a 3, made it, If he's that big and integral to what you're trying to do here at this stage of the game, why was he not taking some shots previously in the game, is where I would be going. It's not a rip on John Comfort. Why is he shooting? And if they want him to shoot, that's fine. I just don't know why it happens that he only takes his first 3 shots of the game now.
Sawyer can't make the front end of a 1-and-1. It stays a 3-point game. He's 1 of 3 at the line. That found Comfort is 3rd. He's got the ball again from perimeter, and drills a triple to tie it at 54. Timeout, Rebels. John Comfort showing up at money time with a couple of 3s to deadlock the ball game with $1:25 to go in the 4th. Tied at 54. Black cap ball out of the timeout when we come back. First round between the 7 and 10. Simpson to inbound. Still looking. Got it to Sawyer. Sawyer against Buchanan. Not called for steps. I thought he traveled 2. So did my partner. Here's Karoka setting a screen at the timeline. Sawyer goes the opposite way. Crosses over. Again, leaves Buchanan to Simpson. Oh, what a move. Justin Sawyer. And Simpson with the finish with 6. And for the second time in the game, Sawyer leaves Buchanan in his wake. By Shelter Insurance, see life insurance professional. Scott Haggerty, 517 East Main Park Hills. DJ Vickers at 63 East School Street in Bonne Terre. Shelter Insurance providing local residents with life, home, and auto insurance since 1946. Where you're sealed, where your shelter. Justin Sawyer diving at one of the dribbles up floor from the Central Rebels, knocked it out of bounds. Thus the ooh and ah from the crowd. He nearly got a steal. Comfort to inbound. Lobs it into Skaggs. Down 2. Skaggs through Karokas. Maybe walked out to surface. 1 minute remaining in the fourth. Fredericktown by a pair. Jones on the right wing looking inside for Skaggs. Buchanan back door. Nobody sees him. He's wide open. Jones for 3 and drills it. Alaric Jones. Not exactly a three-point assassin, but puts Central in front by 1, 57-56. Rebels in front. Black Cap ball. They led by 10 at the end of 1. Will they wilt when it counts most? Sawyer, right elbow, kicked it out. Karokas for 3. Air ball. Ortel, rebound, follows. Couldn't finish, but fouled. And if you didn't like the Comfort threes, Mike, I don't like the Karokas 3. Hasn't scored all game. Granted, he was open, and it wasn't even close.
No, and that's just it. Being open doesn't mean you have to take the shot. Big time rebound, though.
Ortel has to do with the line. Not a real good foul shooter, and he missed that one. He needs one to tie. 57-56, and now the pressure's on this one. 25.9 seconds to go in the fourth. Second foul shot, Ortel line to the right, this to tie. And deadlock things, the Rebels will have the ball. If he makes it, missed it, rebound, Branham. Alex Branham out to Sawyer in the lane. Gave it out, Simpson to Karokas. Timeout, Eric Thompson. 20 seconds to go. We'll keep this one here in the fourth. Fredericktown ball down 1, 57-56.
Greg, let's reset this one. Or do you go quick to the basket, try to get something, and then go back and play defense?
I go quick. What's your answer?
I think I hold.
We'll see what they do with Eric Thompson. First, they got to get it in. Simpson hands it to Sawyer through traffic. He wanted to go to Ortel. Ortel wasn't looking. Skaggs picked it off. Now they got a foul. And Central got a timeout with 14 seconds to go. The inbound wasn't that great. Sawyer ran into one of his own teammates and just had to get rid of it.
Yeah, because he was running into a teammate, he was going to fall out of bounds. So he just had to
travel.
Had to flip it back in, creating the turnover. Game far from over. All that only took 6 seconds. You're down to 14 seconds. All the things we said earlier still apply as far as the reset goes. Again, that game reset's brought to you by Shelter Insurance. They provide local residents with life, home, and auto insurance since 1946. See your life insurance professional, Scott.
Surface, Comfort, and Jones, the 5 and a 4 for the Rebels. They get it to Surface, all run to the backcourt. Up for to Jones. When Ortel just goes over and pushes him. Reed Lucas in. Fredericktown has, it's a 1-and-1 here. Sawyer, Branham, Ortel, Simpson, and Karokas. With Grimminger ready to check in. And Jones hits the first to make it a 2-point game. At worst for Fredericktown. Well, I guess at worst, Jones misses this and Central gets the rebound. But more routinely, Jones makes it and you're down 3. He misses. It's a 2-point game with 10.7 to go. Then you got to get the rebound. Central's only got one guy around the paint. Second shot up, good. Jones makes 2 biggies, 9 for him, 10-7 to go in the game. Here comes Sawyer down by 3. They need a triple. Sawyer fouled him a shot, and it nearly went in. 3 free throws coming up for Justin Sawyer. He's got to do it the hard way at the foul line.
Buchanan will foul out and made a young player mistake. I will say this.
I don't think it's that bad, Mike.
It's not. I was about to say.
You put a guy in the foul line in this situation and watch him knock down all threes, more power to you.
And
that's not a bad foul.
He might have had a better chance of making a 3 on one shot than making 3 free throws. The downside to it could be, though, he could make a couple, maybe miss one, they get a rebound and get a putback. After the foul out by Buchanan, Central's got time to substitute. They hadn't let them put that 5th player back on the floor yet. Now they have.
Caldwell will check in, take a spot on the low block. Sawyer's got to make 3 in a pressure cooker.
He's 1 for 3 tonight.
I don't mind that foul at all. At all. Up. Got it. 2 more to go. Sawyer's got 9. Eric Thompson talking with the official, likely about the timeout situation based on what happens with the next 2. Sawyer, second, made it. 10 for Sawyer. And now Mike Harlow, I thought was going to try to ice him. Instead, just subs the guy out.
That's all that was. That was a break the rhythm. Blow the horn, let a guy come in, and let's see if he can knock in this 3rd one.
To tie it at 59. Sawyer, 3rd free throw. Got them all. He's got 11. Tied at 59, 6 seconds to go in regulation. Central ball, trying to get to the quarters, to 2. Skaggs doesn't see the clock and never got the shot away. They may have counted that, though. They didn't wave it off, Mike. I thought it was late. It doesn't matter. It didn't go in. If that would have gone in, we'd have had real confusion. In any event, now we have bonus basket.
Yep. Colt. Crap, a stupid one. Cold out of this. Cold. My bad. Sorry about coughing on you. Cold out of this.
Opening possession of overtime, Drew Skaggs baseline able to connect. He's got a team high 14. 61-59. We're in overtime after a 59-all ball game through regulation.
That's the kind of shot that tells me, or at least is why I think he needs to touch it a lot in key possessions. He can make that type of shot. We've seen him do it. That's a tough shot, but he makes it.
Fredericktown's opening trip. 2 points the difference. Branham against Sherpas in the court of the Caroccas. Back to Branham. Nearly fell down with the dribble. 11 against 11 jersey numbers. Here's Sawyer. Not sure where that pass was going, but Skaggs was the only guy there. He had Ortel fronted. That was never going to get through. Alaric Jones now with the dribble on the right hand. Near side Comfort. He was instrumental in the fourth quarter comeback. Sherpas out high in the left wing. Pass to the right sideline. Alaric Jones in front of the Rebel bench. Finds Caldwell. Right elbow jumper from 15. Looks strong. Rebound at the floor. Ortel's got it. Sawyer up for to Caroccas. Wants to hurry. Cross court pass. Wanted to go Branham. Threw it behind him and turned it over. That's 2 offensive trips in overtime. 2 turnovers, Black Cats.
14 total in the game. Central's turned it over 8 times. One thing the Rebels do, pretty much every time we see them, they take care of the basketball.
Here comes Central. And Sherpas had it knocked away out of bounds and stays with the Rebels. 59 for Fredericktown. They had 25 at the end of the first. And they've got the most points they've scored in a single game this year, even though it's gone to overtime. Backdoor, Skaggs, no lift to Caldwell, blew the layup. Ortel cleaned it, still a 2-point game. What a feed by Drew Skaggs, though. Eyes in the back of his head, saw Austin Caldwell standing there on the doorstep and fed him with a backdoor pass. Here's Caroccas around the perimeter, gives the ball to Alex Branham. Coming up on halfway between the overtime. 2 minutes to go in a 2-point game. Ortel blew a bunny, tipped up by Simpson, and now Skaggs has it, so each team is blowing a layup. Wow. 61-59, still Central by a pair. Oh, Sherpas nearly double dribbled. Got it to Alaric Jones in front of the Rebel bench. Feeds to Skaggs. Double teamed in the post against Caroccas. Lost it. Flipped it out to Comfort, out to Sherpas. 1:40 to go. Fredericktown yet to score. Central's only scored 2. 4 minutes goes quick, especially if you're not scoring. Big trip here for Fredericktown defensively. Got to keep Central off the boards with 1.5 minutes to go. Sherpas kicked it out to Jones. Alaric Jones off the deck. Gives it up to Comfort outside the 3-point line left wing. Drew Skaggs just long of the foul line, spins away from pressure from Caroccas, ran into a triple team, put it up and in. Oh my goodness. Skaggs with 16, are you kidding me?
Yeah, 2 big time shots in overtime for the only points of the OT session.
1:09 to go. Here's Sawyer, jab step on Jones, who ripped the ball away but couldn't stay in bounds. Well, Sawyer was sort of daring him. Jones got the steal but ran out of room. 1:04 in overtime. 4-point lead, Fredericktown. Look at Skaggs posted up down low on Ortel. Ready to leap out of his shoes to try to front the pass that comes his way. Caroccas, that was tipped, I thought. He didn't think so, though, and Fredericktown's going to turn it over. Caroccas thought he just lost it. I thought that was actually deflected. No signal from the official. Caroccas couldn't take the gamble and had to throw it into the front court and threw it out of bounds. Now Central with the 4-point lead in the ball. Comfort. Now you can just milk clock. Right sideline against Simpson. 46 to go. No need to score here. Lob to Jones. Now to Sherpas. Fredericktown's got a foul. They've got 17 fouls. Now you just kind of pick who you want to put on the line. They'll put Comfort there.
Here's what you got to think about, too. Now, 1 timeout left because you get 1 extra in the overtime session. You've got Branham having to run around and commit the foul, putting him at 4. Ortel has 4. Neither of those guys can leave the floor right now.
Absolutely. The other two guys out there, Nathan Simpson, no fouls. Free throw good for Comfort. They'll get the bonus. The lead is 3. He's got 7. And Kurokas, who had 4 fouls, go to depart. Greminger in with 1 foul. Sawyer's got 3. He's out there as well. 37.2, and I beg your pardon, I thought I said the lead was 3. It was 5. Now it's 6, as Comfort made them both. So 2 for 2 trip at the foul line. Greminger in the backcourt gives it up to Sawyer. 2-possession game, and that means 2 threes for Fredericktown if they want to tie in 2 shots. And that one timeout that Fredericktown was given, they're going to use right here, and we'll break as well. 30.1 to go. It's a full. We're in overtime. Central on defense, but with a 6-point lead. The 7th seed trying to half seconds to go. 30.1 actually to be exact. Greminger out and inbound to the backcourt to Branham. Branham into the front court with a head of steam on Sherpas. Pulls up from 3. No good. Rebound Caldwell. Likely to the end of the night for Fredericktown. Lob to Sherpas. 2-on-1 with Caldwell. Sherpas smartly circles around. Greminger grabs him, and that ought to do it.
Really good play there.
Second foul on Greminger. And Sherpas can basically end all discussion at the line.
And Greg, it should be obvious. Well, I mean, it's a good play. You're up by 6. You shouldn't go in and shoot that. How many times have we seen somebody get the emotion of the game and go in and make a play there where you don't need to make it?
Yeah, you look up and see 2-on-1. You're thinking, boy, I can get this easy. Missed free throw. And Reed Lucas tried to save it but couldn't and ran hard into the stands. So Fredericktown still with a shimmer of hope. And it was Brad Coleman that Reed Lucas ran over. Long inbounds. Sawyer through a double team. Has it. Fouled by Alaric Jones with 14.2. That prevents the 3-point shot. It puts Sawyer at the line. And if you're Fredericktown, that's not good because you're down 6. Second foul on Alaric Jones. It is 2 shots, though, as it's the 10th team foul on Central. Sawyer, who made 3 to send this game to overtime, missed that one. He's got 11. This would be pulling one out of the hat if you're Fredericktown here. 65-59. Sawyer made the second. He's got 12. 5 out of 8 from the line. Skaggs takes the inbound and gets tied up by Simpson. His first. 16 points tonight, is 4 of 6 at the line, and he will get 2 shots. Everybody's shooting 2 now. DeSoto and Crystal City in the first quarterfinal tomorrow night. Central likely to get the winner of South Iron Potosi. If things don't change dramatically, Jeremy Pridemore will check in for Zach Proffer. 12.9 remaining in overtime. Second shot for Skaggs, up by 5, up by 6. Skaggs with 17. 12 to go. Sawyer into the front court in the lane will teardrop one up, no good. Rebound Caldwell. Pridemore going to come in and foul him, and that will make it academic. It's 5.7 to go, and Central up 6, and Fredericktown out of timeouts. Just not enough left in the tank, and Fredericktown let this one get away.
Well, they scored 25 in the first quarter, and then after that went 11, 11, 12, and in the overtime session 1. 25 at the end of 1, 35 the rest of the way.
Central not exactly icing this thing away at the free throw line. Caldwell with a miss. However, Central will win it and advance to the tournament semis. And Mike, what do we talk about all the time in tournament situations? Be leery of teams that are good that win first round games close. Neither free throw good. Heaved 3 by Branham. Central dodges a bullet. In overtime, the Rebels have won it 66-60 as they outscore Fredericktown in the extra session 7-1. They come back from 10 down at the end of the first quarter. They nearly had it tied at the half, and they advance to the tournament quarterfinals. Fredericktown stumbles again. They lost one just before the tournament started. Their final tune-up, ending a 3-game winning streak to Bismarck. They not had this game in the bag, but had a pretty good opening quarter to it, and just let it sort of slip out slowly but surely, and they lose it in overtime, 66-60. The final score. The Rebels, the 7 seed, move on, and we are still bereft of our first major upset of the field.